527, Wednesday, 527, adult karate class. We're gonna be working basics and self-defense. I'm gonna keep it pretty light today, just it's really warm out, so I thought I'd make it nice and easy and I want people to do the class. So we're gonna do light calisthenics, a little bit of stretching, and then we're gonna get into a lot of strategy and theory and concept dealing with self-defense, and of course some basics to work up to that. And basics can be anything, it could be elbows, knees, palm, heels, you know, basic grappling motions, could be basically anything, all right? That's why they call it basics. But again, we're gonna be focusing on self-defense without a partner, some moves. But with those moves is gonna come strategy. Again, this is 527, our adult karate class designed for KCMMA members and Team Hayastan. So this is designed for review, and again, it might be something new for you guys and girls too. So make sure you're watching this. If you don't get to watch it live, hey, understandable. What's neat about watching it later is that if you don't get something, you can pause it and come back to it. So again, roll light on calisthenics and then rocking and rolling. 20 jumping jacks, go! Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sish, hash, ku, chu, chuich, chuni, san, si, go, ruk, sish, hash, ku, need you, running in place. Remember, next class after this, 8 o'clock, will be kickboxing, MMA, fitness. So if you want a harder workout, make sure you join in for that. That'll help your heart rate go up. I'm running up 2 steps, running back. Running up, running back. Good. Squat down, come up 2 punches. Squat, 2 punches. That's it. You got it. All right, adults. Good. Don't forget to breathe. Okay, little skiers down. Let's get the body a little warm. All right, have a seat. Let's do some leg pushes. Leg pushes. Ready? Let's do just 20. Make it easy. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sish, hash, ku, ju, chuich, chuni, san, si, go, ruk, sish, hash, ku, need you. Nice, easy warm up. Stretch down. Touch your toes. What's neat too is if you watch it on a review and don't watch it live, you can also freeze things, stretch longer, work different stretches, add more exercises if it's what you want to do. And switch. And butterfly. If you want to stretch longer, you can. That's what's neat about watching the review one. Hope everybody got out to enjoy some of the sunshine today. It's just me popping and cracking. And legs out straight. Reach down, touch those toes. And shake them. Up and down. All right. I'm going to do a little different stretch. Lay my back, step over, stretching out that lower back. And other side. Roll out your arms. Other direction. And slide your back. Hand over your head. And other side. Roll out your neck. Other direction. Pull your arm across. And outside. Grab an elbow, pull behind. And outside. Good. Okay, so basics and self-defense. And again, self-defense strategy, self-defense basics, it all works together hand in hand. We're gonna work on some knees and elbows today just because in self-defense range, which means you're a little bit closer, you wanna know how to do elbows and knees, so we're gonna practice some of those. We're gonna start with a roundhouse elbow. Go at your own pace. Don't forget to exhale. I'm not going to go too fast because if you're still learning how to do these, I want you to have good form. Now, obviously, one way to do this is to practice rotating. Okay, I'm rotating my foot. See how my back foot turns? It's a good way to rotate, get a little more power out of it. You can stand there and just rotate your upper half. If you get a chance, you want to kind of, all right, switch sides. So again, rotating, watch the back foot, turn, and the front foot, and back. Front, back. Wow. You see how my feet are pivoting? Nice. Okay, that's a roundhouse elbow. It's kind of close range you can do. Another one that's super easy is an upward elbow. You know, really tight inside, you're just reaching up. This motion. Hand comes up, the elbow comes up. Hand comes up, elbow comes up. Hand comes up, elbow comes up. Nice, switch little elbows. Nice little elbows. Now another elbow, downward elbow. Coming up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Now we're gonna do a backwards elbow. I'm going to turn sideways and get a little different angle on it. I reach back and look. Back and look. If your feet want to turn, let them turn. If I'm totally stiff and not moving my legs and my hips, I'm only using what? Only one muscle group. I want to get a bunch of muscles in here to optimize the most power and be most efficient. The more body you turn into that, the stronger that's going to be. Nice, and you want to look and strike. Because maybe your strike will not be a head, maybe it'll be up here. Maybe instead of just doing an elbow, I got to also do a hammer fist, or strike to the ear, flat hand, you know, or a temple, depending on what's going on. You don't really know until you look, so make sure you look. Okay, another basic move that a lot of times we forget to do is a rear kick. Rear kick's important. It's again designed for self-defense. I'm going to give you a side angle here. Now, if I turn, look completely, turn my body sideways, put my foot out sideways. I'm going to give you one more screenshot there so you see the foot. My foot goes out sideways like that. That's a side kick. It had enough time to turn my body completely and do a side kick as that person is running towards me. Well, I don't have that luxury. So how and why do I do a back kick? Because I don't have that luxury to turn. They're closer. They're right here. I look, and a little foot goes back. The foot is called natural position, and it goes straight back, okay? So make sure you understand it goes straight back. You don't necessarily want to turn completely sideways. You want to go straight back. Look, straight back. Look, straight back. Now that foot position, you see my foot's called a natural position, and the foot goes straight back. Heel is up, toes are down. It's not meant to be a high kick. It's not meant to kick to the head or even above the belt. It's meant to be a low kick. This is something where you see somebody coming, you hear them. And you look real quick and you see they're going to attack you. And then that foot position goes out. That would be the self-defense application for the basic move. I'm going to give you another angle from another side. And again, the foot is, well, again, natural position. I look and the leg goes out. It's not meant to be a high kick. A lot of people go, oh, I can kick higher than that. It's not designed to kick higher than that. It's meant to kick waist or lower. The knee, the groin, stomach, at max. You start kicking up here with it, you start turning your body sideways. If you have the time to turn, now you can do a nice side high kick. That's a little different, okay? This is, you don't have the time. This person can actually grab your upper body, and you can still pop that kick right in there. So that's the difference. That's the difference of how to relate it to self-defense compared to why I'm not doing the side kick. And that back kick is called Yushiro Geri Kiyage. So don't forget, back kick is called Yushiro Geri Kiyage. So important to remember that part, okay? So again, I'm here, looking, and pop out. That's all I need to do. Nothing fancy, nothing high. So that's basic elbows. We did a couple of those. Our basic rear kick. These are all based on self-defense. Why do you want to do these kicks? Because they're not made to say, okay, I'm ready to kick. Ready? Here it comes. Here comes my kick. Okay? That's sparring. That's fighting. Okay? Self-defense is you're not volunteering for something. They just attack you. When they just attack you, you react. And a lot of times those reactions are at these weird ranges. Remember, there are 4 ranges of combat. Kicking, punching, inside fighting, which is self-defense, knees and elbows, and then last range, grappling. Great test question, always in the manual, 4 ranges of combat. Kicking, punching, inside fighting, quotes, self-defense, and then grappling. So each range is different. If the person's far away, like right now we're really far, this would be my kicking range for me to reach out and I could kick you at that range, okay? If I'm a little closer, now I'm at the punch range. And then if I'm a little closer yet, feel like I'm really close to you, that's my elbows and knee. That's inside fighting range, okay? And then of course the last range is when you're on the ground. Now, when we say ground, we mean grappling. Now, some groundwork can be standing up, right? Judo, some are grappling, our throws and so forth. If somebody grabs you in self-defense, and they're grabbing you and they're kind of manhandling you and trying to take you down, what could you do? Elbows and knees. It's made for that range. Most people that train martial arts shouldn't attack you. Shouldn't. Unless they have a bad instructor. If they have a bad instructor, then that's something we can't always control. There's a joke, you guys all remember Karate Kid. There was the good instructor and the bad instructor, okay? And one instructor was strike first, strike hard, no mercy, okay? And that was their theory. And the other one was, you know, karate's for defense. You know, Miyagi obviously was defense. Okay, in the first 1984 one, okay, the Karate Kid, the original, okay? So it was meant for defensive purpose, okay? And the other one was meant, they just taught it the wrong way. And that happens in the world. We have good teachers, bad teachers, good automotive repair, bad automotive repair, good restaurants, bad restaurants. You understand where I'm going. So it all relates, there's good and bad in everything. So don't forget about that, you know, just not always the right way. You know, our goal is not to have you fight. You know, the biggest thing I would say is, how can you get out of the fight? That's the first part of self-defense. And understanding those ranges. Now, one of the techniques I want to show you today is a really important one. It's one step number 22, and we've done it before, and you might have just forgot it. It's a very simple one. Somebody pushes you, your hands come up to your face, and you say, stop. I don't want to fight. I don't know what I did to you. Or, I'm too angry to talk about this. So, one, my hands are where? By my face. Why? That's where they're going to aim 99% of the time. The other 1% knows how to kick, punch, and do some weird things, okay? So most people are going to shoot for your head if they're attacking you. Why? Because it hurts. It knocks people out, they attack, and they want to hit the area that's going to hurt. Now if my hands are down here when they attack me, and I leave them down there, and I'm saying, I'm going to bring them up and block it, it's too late. Action is faster than reaction. The only way I can compensate for that is that I have my hands up in the proper position. So important to have those hands up. If you're going to punch me in the nose, I block 3 inches either hand, and I can block that punch. If you're aiming at the side of my head, my hand moves approximately 5 to 6 inches. If my hands are down here and I'm talking, and you go to swing at me, I got to move 3.5 feet or more to get my hands up to block. Most people are going to attack with a straight jab, cross, or a hook. Probably the big number will be what we call the hook. They vary on how they look exactly. Everybody throws them differently because not many people actually train how to throw a hook properly. So they kind of just wing it out there. So if my hands are up here, where am I traveling? That very short distance. Or if I'm not sure which one, I do both. That comes from where? First kata. Stop. We're going to talk about this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? That comes from there. It comes from that first kata. So that first kata you learned that said it was useless, I'm telling you, it's one of the best things you've ever learned because that's going to help you in self-defense. And everybody forgets the most common sense things. If you're being attacked and there's a discussion being, we need to do what? Express our concerns for safety. And safety is what? Hands up. Hands down, I hit you in the face. Hands up, you may block it. You have a higher chance of blocking it. If your hands are down here, you're more likely to get what? Hit. That's important in self-defense. So, first move, hands are here. Cover up, right? Basic cover-ups. Okay, here comes straight jab. You got 3 and 4 parries. 5 and 6, right? You got all these. Someone throws a kick, which is very rare when someone comes at you, though. Very rarely throw a kick. But somebody might try to kick you in the groin, not know how to kick right. At least your hand knows how to do that. Now you're going to say, well, Sensei, it's a long ways to travel. This is helping us to gain power, okay? And most people that don't know how to kick, you see it coming a mile away. They're like running in there, and you see it a mile away, that kick. They do a lot of, it's not pretty, it's not designed. They're not trained to kick properly. So don't forget that, okay? So keep that in mind. That's the reason we can do that. The main thing to cover is what? Our face. Second, hands are up, right? That's second. Verbal communication to try to diffuse that situation. You don't want to say, I'm going to beat you up, I'm going to punch you in the face. You're going to say, I don't want to fight. I don't know what I did to you. Okay? And then you can go beyond that if you want to. But keep in mind what's going to happen next. You might not even get to say that. They might just swing right at you. And that happens a lot. So sometimes I'm like, step back, and you go, stop. Whoa, there it is. Okay? So here's the routine. We're going to step back, say stop, cover up, and then knee. I didn't get to communicate why they attacked me. If I get a chance, stop. I don't want to fight. I don't know what I did to you. Cover up, and then knee. Okay? Now, if you give somebody a good knee in self-defense, stomach, preferably groin, that should put them on the ground for a bit. It should give you plenty of time to walk away from the situation and leave. Okay? If you hit somebody in the groin with a good, powerful kick or knee, or a kick, and they get right up, you better run. Something wrong with them. Not many people can take a shot that effective and that strong. If you hit them and you've trained, and they get back up, you better think run. They're on some kind of something that they shouldn't be taking, and it's going to be really hard to do anything, so you might want to run. There's nothing wrong with running in self-defense. It's helping you regain your composure, rethink what you want to do. People say, well, that's you're scared. You only fight battles that you can win in self-defense. Okay? Don't fight a battle that you can't win. For instance, if I'm coming at you and I punch at you like this, and you block it every time, why do I keep throwing it? Why am I throwing that same move? Well, maybe I need to switch. Okay? Does that make sense? You have to do what works. And sometimes running away, adjusting distance is so important. You know, if I'm here and you push me and I'm stopped here, and you look like you're going to start running at me, I might want to step at an angle. You look like you're going to move forward, maybe I need to adjust this. Now you can't hit me because you're a puncher. I'm at kicking range. Does that make sense? There's nothing wrong with adjusting your ranges. Range combat is so important to adjust those ranges. If a person doesn't really know how to kick and they kick at you other than hitting you in the groin and getting lucky, it's not gonna hurt probably. Probably most of those kicks are you're gonna laugh about and giggle. Oh, you kicked it, I mean it didn't work. That's part of real life self-defense. Don't forget that, okay? So keep that in mind. It's so important that you know how to adjust this. Just real quick shout out again. This is our adult karate class, so it's designed for KCMMA members, karate students. This is for review and also for, obviously if you haven't done this, it's great to help learn new distancing and ranges in self-defense. So it's kind of age appropriate for adult students. But again, if you get a chance and you want to watch other videos, students, you're welcome to do that too. But again, remember, it's taught, some of our moves are taught differently. For instance, if you're in a junior class or in a novice class, you might say, stop, I don't want to fight, I don't know what I did to you. You wouldn't say that, that'd be an adult. You'd say, stop, I'm too angry to talk about this, need to take a time out. Different wording for different ages. That's important to understand, that controls things. So, let's work it one more time, ready? We step, hands up, I don't want to fight, I don't know what I did to you. Basic cover up, grab, knee. Okay, now, depending on the situation in real life, you might want to do more than that. You might want to knee, elbow, control, arm bar, choke, you know, really depending on where you want to go with this. The biggest thing to remember too, if there are people around, you don't know who's friend. So if you go and do something and you put yourself in a bad situation, somebody might come by and kick you on the ground. They just might put the boots to you, they call it, okay? So be aware, if you go to do a certain submission, that there's always potential friends that they have that you don't know that could kick you or strike you or hit you with something. So don't forget that. Everybody goes, I'll go to the ground, but you know, when there's people around, you gotta be careful how you go to the ground with control. So keep these strategies in mind to help our self-defense. Next week we'll come back with some new flares and new stuff. All right, great class today, adult students. I'll see you Monday. Jai Mata.